usual weekly SQL session. Today we'll be going through hopefully 2 bounties on NFTs. We've heard your feedback on making one easy and one hard, so hopefully this is easy enough. And we'll try to go through with both today, but if one is taking longer than usual, then I'll probably set up one for Thursday, same time Thursday this week. So without further ado, we can begin. All right, so the first question we have is on NFT minting. The reason why I want to do this is because we always have these easy tables, right? But how do you decipher these easy tables? Like, how do you sort of like verify those easy tables? And the point of this bounty is to say, like, okay, we can query the minting of an NFT from this easy table, but we can also use the event logs, which would have all of the transactions, and we can use the event logs instead to look at the mints. So we're going to do just that today, right? So pick an NFT of your choice, and then use that, use any minting transaction, and then try to look at it from the event logs point of view. So I chose these two minting transactions, which is actually Finiliar, Finiliar NFT, but you can choose any NFT of your choice. You can choose, Pudgy Penguins. How you would get to the contract address is you can simply just click on activity, click on any transaction here, and then it will show up. And this would be the contract address, Pudgy Penguins. So clicking on it, there you go. So you copy this, and you go back to the easy mints, and you put it NFT address equals to whatever the address. But in this case, we'll use Finiliar, so I'm going to copy the Finiliar address, which is this. Right, so let's start. So I'm going to get a example transaction to show you, right? So from just gonna copy this table and just put a small limit, like limit 10. Make sure this is in lowercase because this is case sensitive. All right, there you go. That's how you get an example, a sample transaction for a mint. So right off the bat, you would see that the NFT from address is the burn address, the 0 address, and then to address is you can infer to as like someone minted this NFT, so it's sent to this address. And then you have the NFT token ID, the mint price, and then there's an NFT count, right? So we want to verify like what is NFT count and what is mint price underscore USD. But we can do that in a bit. So let me just grab one transaction, and then I'll use this transaction if I've pasted in the question. So copy the transaction hash and say and dx hash equals to whatever transaction, and then remove this limit and then see what we get. Nice. Okay, so this is the transaction that we want to work with, that we want to find how it looks like in event logs. Okay, so I'm going to call this, maybe I'll make a separate one. Oops. Copy this whole thing. I want to run on the event log, so back underscore. Yes, okay. Nice. So we've got two rows of results. Again, I like to sort this event index column by ascending, so we know which rows happen first. So let's try to see what happens, right? This is the Etherscan transaction. So this address 0x 0x7EE, 0x7EE initiated this transaction, right? And they sent or they send some token. In this case, we know it's Ethereum, Ether. They send Ether to this contract address 0x60 blah blah blah, and in return, the burn address sent them a Finiliar NFT. Looks like an egg. So in this case, this NFT was minted from the burn address, right? And if we were to click on the contract address, we would see that it was created by Finiliar deployer. So this must be, you can infer this address as like the address that mints, like accepts payments from users and mints NFTs. So if you look at all these transactions, these are the failed ones. If you look at like, click on here to see the full list. Let's go like last or something. Yeah, see there's like proxy mint. So just roughly guessing, this would be like mint, right? Okay. So again, this is the address for the contract address for the Finiliar mint, which is why that user, or is that user, this user sent Ether to this address, the mint one. So also note that the value here is the amount of Ether sent to the address. So in this case, 0.08 would be the mean price, right? So if you look again at what is shown on event logs, payment received amount 8 something something, and then from this, and then the second thing that happened is the burn address transferred to the original sender a token ID called 3090. And contract address here would be the Finiliar token, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 0x5A. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's how we would sort of like decipher this. And it's quite easy to get the amount here. You just do like event inputs amount. But if you're not sure what this means, I've shown this in the past, but you can use this site called Code Beautify. I'm sure there's a lot more examples. You just paste the JSON here, and then it sort of makes it beautifies it for you, right? So if you click on amount, it will show object amount. Now object here, you just replace with your table name, the column name. So our column name was event inputs. So to get amount, you put event inputs, I don't know what this sign called, that sign, and then amount, and then you get the amount value, right? So let's see. So I think this has to be like 10 to the power of 18. So we need to divide this value by 10 to the power of 18. Yeah, I think that looks good. So the way we would filter, so now our goal is to filter for all mint transactions of Finiliar, right? So the one thing we know that can be, we're looking for identifiers here. And one identifier is that all address would send to this origin from address, because this is the contract that means the Finiliar. So I'm going to say an origin to address equals to this, and contract address equals to the Finiliar. And for good practice, you can, oops, I didn't copy. You can label this, Finiliar token, Finiliar contract minting something. And we can, so that there are two rows, right? Like the first row tells us how much it was the amount sent, right, or the mean price, and the second tells us how many token IDs were created, and also how many, and what was the token ID. So in this case, there's only one NFT, and we know the NFT token ID. So imagine we want to create, we want both of this information to appear in one row only. Currently it appears in two rows, right? So the way we do that is we would separate the amount into one temporary table like CTE, and then we would take this and make it another table. So I'll just show you what I mean. I'll just call this as like um, with mint price as. So I want the transaction hash, always important. Timestamp is good. Origin from address is the minter. S. And because we want this first row, we can just specify the event name, right? So an event name equals to payment received, right? So and you want the amount. So event inputs amount. So this will give us the 8, whatever this value is, divided by 10 to the power of 18. This is how you do it. How do I know it's 18? I'm just guessing here. So to be sure, you would paste it like here, and then you look at the character count, 17, and I know it's 0.8. So you need to divide it by 18 decimals. So that's how I get 18. But usually I just look at this. Oh, there's a lot of zeros. 18. Okay, then so this would give us the total mint price, so as total if sent, right? Yeah. Okay, and now we want to get this row, which is the number of token IDs and also which token ID. So I'm going to NFT. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to say I'm just going to copy this and say like token ID list maybe. So I don't need the block timestamp because it's the same. I don't need the minter. I do need token ID. So event inputs token ID. I is capital as token ID. And then to filter for this specific row, we would change this to transfer. And let's see what else. And maybe event inputs. And event inputs from equals to the burn address. Yeah, I think that looks good. Origin. Yep, I think that's good. Transaction hash token ID. Yep. We will also need another row to say how many token IDs were created in this one transaction. And the reason I say that is because I found this transaction where this guy minted like, I don't know how many there are here, but they minted several NFTs in one transaction. So we're going to take a look at how that looks like in the table. Select all from ethereum.core.fag event logs where transaction hash equals to. Yep. So we're looking at the transaction where they minted 10. So we do see that payment received row, which is in line with what we know. Okay, and then yeah, they minted 10, and all rows would have from this zero address token ID. So you want a row that says how many tokens that they minted in this one particular transaction. Okay, so it would be something like this, right? The same thing as this. Maybe token ID count, and we would count this thing. Actually, we don't have to put this thing here, but why not? Total token ID. Yep, I think that's good. And then group by Group by transaction hash or group by one. We need a group by because we added an aggregate here, which is count. All right, cool. So I think all this looks good. So to be sure, let me just run it, right? So select all from what? So I'm testing out each of the things I just made. So total token ID 1, which is correct. There's only one in this transaction hash. If we were to put this transaction hash instead, we should get 10. Nice, there you go, 10. What else? Token ID list. Yep, it tells us the token ID number. And then last but not least, the amount of ETH that was sent to the contract. 0.08. Okay, cool. Now the reason why we need the amount of ETH is because like this example, because there were 10, yeah, see, so the mint price was 0.08, right? But because they minted 10 NFTs at once, they sent 0.8. So I bet you if we were to put this address, this transaction into our mint price here, this should tell us 0.8. Yeah, there you go. And we will need to divide by the total count of the NFT to tell us the mint price, which is 0.8 divided by 10, 0.08. Cool. So all these pieces are correct now. What's left is we would need to inner join all these tables. So let's just do that. So select from maybe this one. Let me see. Token ID. Yeah, okay. Inner join token ID list. Oops. Let's call this like M. This is L. L on M dot transaction hash equals to L dot transaction hash, and then inner join this count C on M dot transaction hash equals to C dot transaction hash. I think that should be it. Yeah. You can do this to get all the tables. So like if you were to do this, right, like select all, it will work, but when you do some aggregates later on or something, the results will be weird because they share the same column name, which is transaction hash. So to be safe, you can either copy the column names again, or you can just do like you just do this where you say I want all from M table, and then I want the else table token ID. Oops, token ID. And I want the the seeds table, this, yep. Okay, nice. So recall we pasted our transaction where there were 10 NFT minted. And I'm going to, so you see here they send 0.8 ETH. We need to divide by the number of NFTs to get the mint price. So I'm going to create a new column that says total ETH sent divided by total token ID as mint price ETH. Yeah, I think that should be it. Minter address. Okay, cool. So you got transaction hash, block timestamp, who minted, how much in each transaction, how much they sent to the contract, what ID that they received, the number of NFTs they minted in one transaction, and then how much is the mint price per NFT. Nice, cool. I think that's it, right? See, what else did I write? Oh yeah, okay. So I guess I can go through like the Etherscan, like what happens, right? So on it, so this is the transaction where they minted 10 NFTs in one transaction. And if you look at this bit over here where it says like there's a lot of things going on here, right? This is actually the same as logs. You can see that recall when we looked at this in the event logs table, the first row was payment received, right? And this is what is shown here, exactly the same as what the event logs table would show. So the first row being payment received. And then the second and subsequent rows will be transfer, right? You're transferring from the burn address or the mint address to the person who minted the NFT. So it's all the same. This address sends to 0x433 and then token ID. Same thing, sends to 433 token ID, right? If you click see more here, this would be the origin function signature, which is like a unique identifier to say what is the function for this transaction. So in this case, the name of the function is like, it's called proxy mint. I'm just guessing it's like some sort of minting transaction, right? And then 0x271715 f7 is what you would see in the origin function signature column if you were to look at the minting tables. You click on decode here, it looks like it's a proof that shows, I don't know what's this. And then quantity will show the number of NFTs minted. Okay, cool. So not too, nothing that we need to decode that we wouldn't find out from the event logs itself, right? In some case, we will need to decode them. This would be in the uh, input data table or data table rather. All right. And I think the question says like, show several metrics that could be interesting. Then you could do a lot of things here, right? You could look at like how many NFTs did each minter did. Let me just call this as like Finiliar mint raw, right? And you can do all sorts of things like select minter count token ID from this raw table, group by one. Group by one means the first column. And then this should show like, oh wait, it's because we only specified this transaction hash. I'm going to comment that out. Okay. So this tells us, excuse me. So this tells us several things. One is that there are a total of 1,302 minters, and this is how much each of them minted. And we can see that the max total each address is allowed to mint is 20. So maybe that's something interesting. We can also do like, because we have the block timestamp, the time, we can do like, if we look at an hourly rate, uh, um, on an hourly rate, how fast was it like sold out, or how fast did it finish minting, right? So let me just do that. So we would do a truncate the date into by hour as hourly, and then just count like one. Count one means you assign the value 1 to every row, and then you count how many ones each time there's a difference in hour. And then so this should show like when it started, when it was open for the public to mint, how many NFTs were minted by the hour. All right, so it looks like, oh, sorry. It looks like it went live. Maybe this is a test. There's only one mint, which is doesn't seem likely. So it seems like it publicly launched on 18 August, 4 p.m. UTC. And in the first hour, there were 3,415 NFTs minted already. And then it completely minted out in the second hour. So yeah, maybe that's something interesting you could look at. I'll just call this as like number of mints per hour, and then number of mints per minute. Finiliar NFT mints, NFT minting skill building bounty. Should probably name this better. Is it 5 or 6? 5, okay. All right, cool. I think that's it. That's it for the NFT mint. We finished it in 30 minutes. I think we can attempt the second question on flipping NFTs. So let me just drop this in the chat just so I don't forget. Hey, where's my what? All right, nice. There you go. I'll move this aside. All right, so now on to our second question, which is the harder of the two, hopefully. Second question is on flipping NFT. So something like you buy or mint an NFT and you sell it for hopefully a higher price, right? And we're going to try to find out, um, are people profiting or are people losing money from trying to flip NFTs? So again, choose one of your choice. I'm just gonna use Pudgy Penguins, or if anyone has any NFTs that they want to shield, now is your time to just let me know right now. Let's open like 1 minute. Else I'm gonna use Pudgy Penguins. Oh, I see people typing. Oh no. Kanpai Pandas? What's that? Oh my goodness. Okay. Nice. All right. Let's do this. Kanpai Pandas. All right. So the question is, we want to get we want to see for all NFTs that were minted, for all Kanpai Pandas that were minted and sold, how much? Well, maybe I'll write this down, right? So Kanpai Pandas, so mints and then subsequently sold, right? And then we also want for people who have bought and then they sold, right? What is the profit, if any? So we want to be able to create this table first, and then this table, right? And to get this table, we need the mint price, and we need the sale transaction. And then for this table, we need previous sale price and new sale price. Yeah, okay. Let's see. So first things first, I want to get the contract address for this. So again, go to activity, go to Opensea, click on any transaction, and wait, are the addresses different? Okay, it's the same. Yakuza Pandas. Why is it called Yakuza here but Kampai here? Interesting. So copy address. They rename it for branding. Okay, I see. So I'm copying the contract address. So again, I'm creating two tables, mint and then sold and then bought and then sold. I'm gonna get the mint price first. So I'm gonna use the mint table. Associated with Yakuza. Okay, yeah, I can see that. All right, cool. So we have a lot of rows, which is good. 4147. So let me just double check with 4147. I'm guessing that's right. Okay. Yeah, nice one. Okay, so we've got a lot of transactions here to work with. Do we have a token ID? We do. There are columns with 0 mint ETH. So I'm guessing um, these are like free mints either through contests or whitelist or the team minted by themselves a few. So what I'll do is I will grab a transaction where there is a mint price. So which is this. So select from where and transaction hash equals to. Okay, right. So I'm gonna write down what we need to know. So with mints as select. Oh, so you can mint other chains and transfer to ETH. But I think that's fine. So I'm just going to include minting on ETH, and then I think that's fine. Yeah. So select transaction hash, block timestamp, NFT2 address would be the minter as minter token. Wait, let me. So transaction hash, block timestamp, token ID. Let's do it in this format. This order. NFT2 address minter and then mint price. Mint price is mint price. Okay. Mint price USD. Now I don't know if you realize, but when we looked at the minting for Finiliar earlier, this is actually the total mint price. So meaning if there were more than one if there were more than one NFT minted in the same transaction, the mint price USD for one would be this divided by this. So just to be sure, I'm going to say because I only want like the minting price per token ID, I'm going to take this column divided by NFT count. And then this would tell me mean price USD. Is this confusing? Mean price USD unit. Yeah, this works. And then NFT count is not important. Transaction fee not important. Okay, cool. Okay. So like all from hints. So let's see. Right, cool. So we know that this transaction ID, what the token ID was, and what was the mean price. Now we want to get the sales. What is the token ID? Okay, so and token ID equals to 3418. Okay. Can we get something that has more? Uh, oh, hello. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a token ID which has more than one sale, so we can see like what is the um, several case studies. So NFT address is this. I don't need this. I need a token ID and then count one. Group by one, qualify, row number, oopsie. Order by STX. Oopsie. So I'm trying to get the top 10 token ID sold by number of times. Okay, so this was sold 6 times. I'm going to use this instead. 6009. So 6009. All right, cool. Delete all this. Okay, so we got the mint. Now we want the sales. If we look back at our what to do, right? We want the first sale transaction after mint, right? That means we can think of it as like if 6009 was minted today, what is the first immediate sale that took place? And to do that, we can use qualify. So I'm going to call this as like first sales. From all this, so from the sales table where, oh, this is wrong, where NFT address is it called Kanpai? I forgot what's the name. Okay, Kanpai Pandas NFT address. Oops. And token ID equals to 6009. First sales, okay. So we would want the transaction hash, block timestamp. Let's see what the sales table looks like. So hash seller address, buyer address. Okay, so seller address, buyer address. NFT address we don't need because we're filtering for the same NFT. Token ID we do need, so I'm going to put it here. Our currency address is ETH. So I'm going to assume that all Kanpai Panda, we're going to only look at sales of Kanpai Pandas where currency is, the sale is conducted in native Ethereum, right? So N currency address is ETH. So currency address, if it's like wrap ETH, it would be like 0x something something here. If it's USDC, it would be 0x something something. But if it's native ETH, it would be written as ETH. And that reminds me, I want the mint price to be more than 0. More than 0. Okay. Because we want only transactions where there is a value we can compare it with. So first sales, how much? So price as mint, no, sale in ETH. And then price USD. I'm guessing this would be the sale price in USD at that time, right? You can confirm this by taking the transaction hash and then plugging into Etherscan. So this is 1401. So let's see. 1401. Yep, okay, cool. So fun fact, if you click on the value here, it always shows current value by default. And if you click on it, it shows at that time what was the value in USD. So 1401 is similar to here. So this would be price USD would be uh, price of the thing in USD at the time of purchase. So I can just use it as it is. Sale in USD. Okay, I think that is it. And we need to add a qualifier here because if I just do select all from first sales, it would give me all the sales for uh, 28. Oh, it will give me all the sales from the for this token ID 6009. Right, so we have 4 here, which is weird because I thought I saw 6. Ah, okay, so that means there were 2 sales that were not in native ETH, which is fine. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so a sale, the first ever sale that occurred, I mean, let's assume that this is the first ever sale. You know, the first sale might be in USDC, but I'm just ignoring that and putting it as this for the purpose of this. So the first sale that ever occurred is happened on 25th April this year, sold for 0.11 ETH. Okay, and because we only want this first sale, because we want to compare the mint and the sale, right? Mint and the sale, the first sale, we are only going to take this first row. And the way to do that is we just use qualify. So qualify row number over partition by, because there is a token ID to separate it. If we do not have this, it would take this first row for any token ID, right? Which we don't want. Order by timestamp ascending order, because we want it to be the first transaction that happened, and ascending order gives us the first row will be the first transaction that happened. Because when you want the first row, this will be equals to 1. If you want the first 2 rows, it will be equals to 2, like less than equals to 2. So equals to 1. So if we do this, this would just show us 1, which was the sale on 25th April, 0.11 ETH. Okay, nice. So now we've got mint and first sales. We're going to combine these 2 tables, I think. Yep, I think so. So mint, let's just call this like mint and first sales. Let me think. Mint, yeah, okay. So mint and first sale as select from yeah inner join. I guess we can inner join here. So by inner joining on transaction hash, we were saying that I only want transactions where this token was minted and also sold. If it's not sold, it's not included. So inner join mints on, let's just call this as f m. So f dot transaction hash equals to, so what do I want? I want all of this actually. I want the sales because I want the sales timestamp of when the sale happened. I don't need mint because, yeah, if we're comparing like the sales and profit, it would make sense if to compare the sales, the sales or the secondary sales transactions. So transaction hash, all this is correct. Remove this. Oops. And then from the mint, we want the mint price. Maybe I put here mint price and also the mint USD price. Mint price, USD price. I'm thinking if we need to combine the token ID. I think we should be combining on token ID, not transaction hash. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. So the transaction hash is from the sales, token ID is from both. Okay. Select all from transaction hash. Yeah, I guess I can do this. Token ID, minter, first sale. Okay. Seller address here, so it should be the same as minter, I think. Oh no. Okay, what's wrong? So both have token ID 006009. Currency is right. Mint price more than zero. Is this correct? Select all from mints. Okay, so something is wrong here. So what is wrong? I'm guessing is this line here. Mint price if more than zero. Um, Wait, is it because this token ID has was minted for free? No. Oh man. Okay. We'll have to use another one. Let's see. Let's just use this. No. I should make a new query. So I'm going to copy this minting query here. And min price more than zero, so select all from mint. Okay, so we've got here token ID 2040. I'm just guessing here. Oops, I meant to click this. Huh? What ID is wrong? Oh, it's because the sale price not if. Oh my goodness. Okay. I have to redo this and put it into the same. Um, Mean price more than zero, and I want the sales to be in ETH only. So and transaction hash, sorry, and token ID in select. What is it? Select token ID from mints. Select all from sales. Okay, there you go. Only 29 rows? Interesting. So there are only 29 token IDs sold with native on native ETH. Okay. Huh. It's quite little. Anyways. Yeah, looks like I'm not able to get like multiple. Oh, it's because I filtered here. Okay. So what if I say like equals to 2? So this would guarantee me at least 2. Okay, there you go. 202743. 2743. Oh, okay. So hopefully this would show us something. Oh, there you go. Cool. So transaction hash would be the sales, block timestamp of the sales, seller address, buyer address, the mint price in USD at the time, sale in ETH, and sale in USD of ETH at that time of sale. Right. Let's see what else are we missing. Okay, cool. So this is the mint and first sales. I want to also get the subsequent sales, right? So subsequent sales would be like secondary sales as select from uh, um, secondary sales would be all sales excluding this first sales, right? So I'm going to just copy this whole thing. Select transaction hash, block timestamp, token ID. All is good except I want to say this is more than one. So I want to say these are all the sales except for the first sale. And I'm going to run this just to see what I get. Okay, so we got one, which means the only secondary sale that occurred for this token ID is this. And we want to be able to combine these two tables together. And we can do that with union, but we will need both tables to have the same amount of columns. The mint and first sales table uh, has this mint columns which we're going to copy. Where is it? Seller. Okay, here. Okay. I'm just gonna call like mint is 0, right? But and the reason why I'm gonna do this is because I need a I need a column that says the previous sales price. But to do that, I first need to combine the tables, and because there is no mint price, I'm just gonna put 0 for now. And when we combine them, we can create a new column that says the previous price slash mint price. Let's run this, see if it works. All right, cool. So mint price 0. All right, cool. What else? Okay, now we're gonna combine the two tables together. So let's call this as like all sales raw, maybe. All sales as select all from our mint and first sales. Union all, select all from our secondary sales. And I'm going to run this, select all from all sales, just to see what we got. Yeah, okay, there you go. Okay, so we've got so we got this. So we know that the first transaction is a mint, right? So mint price, and then it was sold for this price. The second sale has no mint, but the second sale it was sold for 0.25. We would create a new column that says like they will take in the previous sale price as the initial price, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna write it out. here. So select, let's call this as select as everything from all sales. And then I want a column that says to take the mean price. So case when, or rather, I want to take a column that says when the mean price is zero. So when when mean price if is zero or equals to zero, lag, which is take the previous value of the value from the previous row, like, so I'm talking about this row, right? So it says when mean price is zero, I want it to be this row instead, right? This value instead. So lag
Mm,
sale in it over
mm.
um
This.
I'm not sure if this matters here, but I'm gonna put ignore nulls over um partition by token ID, order by block timestamp ascending. So like the sales price, and put it as sale in ETH. If it has a value, then take that value. So else price ETH, right? Um, call this as like previous sale or means ETH. Weird name. What's wrong here? Unexpected else. Case when e price equals zero. Oh, then like no, 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 else no, no, no. Okay. All right, cool. So, all right, something is wrong. What's wrong? Case when mean price is zero, then take sales partition by token ID, order by block timestamp, and as previous. Why is there no such no this column? Is it because I did it like this? Oh, all sales raw. Okay. Oops. Ah, there you go. Okay, cool. So now we've got the previous sale or mint, right? So this value would be the same. So if it's the first sale transaction after mint, this will be the mint price. If it's a sale transaction after a sale, that means, the previous sale price, it would be the previous sales price. So if I were to calculate profit, it would be the current sale 0.258 minus 0.27. So in this case, this transaction was a loss, at least in the ETH value, right? So I'm going to copy this for our USD. So mint price USD, no, mint price USD unit equals to zero. Then sale in USD, okay, and as previous sale, okay, USD. And then we can calculate profit by saying mean price ETH minus this, oops, as if profits or mean price USD unit. Oh, it's the other way around, sorry. No, no, no. It's sale in ETH, right? Yeah, sale in ETH. Then sale in USD minus this as USD profits. Okay, cool. I think that's good. So I'm going to remove the token ID. Call this as Kanpai Pandas NFT mint sale price. flip profits. All right, cool. So what do we have here? Oh no, what's this? Min price 0. I thought we filtered that out. Oh, we did not. Okay. Min price if more than 0. Okay. All right, there you go. So we've got all this. There is still min price 0. Min price if more than 0. Min price if means first sales means first sale in the join means okay. Min price if more than 0. Inner join on token ID equals token ID. Okay. Secondary sales as uh, price. Oh, sorry. This is the mean price ETH, which is of course 0, because we set it at 0 here. Lols. The question is, why is the previous sale on mint? Um, there are no values here. Mean price if more than 0. First sales. Maybe I should specify and token ID here. And token ID in select token ID from mints. So I'm only filtering for token ID where there is a mint in Ethereum. Why is it still 0? This is like the bane of my existence. Zeros everywhere. So I'm pretty sure this 0 is caused by this, because I'm writing here 0. So that means there's something wrong here. So case when min price is 0, then like previous sale mint. Okay. 8716. Okay. You profit
Is it
0.
possible this is just a weird project where they're bridging from another chain? And
Um,
maybe filtering for the mint is on ETH.
it's possible, but I already specified that. Oh, I think it's because the first sales or the secondary sales. Um, I see. Okay, maybe I add
Yeah,
this
like is it
line.
if the first sale is actually a secondary sale, it'll be at the
Yeah.
top and there's nothing to lag.
Yep, that's true. So maybe I'll add this line that says like all secondary sales should have a token ID from mints where we specified the mint should be more than 0. It's only 41. Okay, there you go. Okay, only 41 rows. Interesting. So this should be right. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that's all the that's the raw table where we would show for each transaction hash what was the min price, what was the sale price, and more importantly, what was the uh, previous sale or min price. And then we can take the sale amount minus the previous sale price to get the profit. Looks like the highest profiter only profited 0.04 E. Not a lot. Oh, but wait, why is it not filtering right? This is higher than this. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I guess you can, do your analysis here. Like, you can sum up the profits by buyer or seller rather. You can sum the profits in USD. You can see like which token ID has the highest profit, um, all that cool stuff. I'm going to copy paste another NFT project. So if anyone wants to shout out another NFT, just to see if it works with the same SQL, I think it should. Milady, is that on Ethereum? Which one? This one? Milady Maker. I have no comments as to whether these are nice or not. Okay, so activity. Where is it? Contract. Copy address. Um, Zero x5a. Okay. Okay, we've got 12,000 rows, which is a good sign. And cool, I think it looks good. So ETH profit, oh no, what's this? I was gonna close an eye on this. Highest ETH profit was 14 ETH. Wow, amazing. Previous sale. Previous, oh, they bought or minted for, I guess they bought for 0.33 ETH and they sold for 15 ETH. Wow, nice. Interesting. What else? What else can we do? Yeah, I think we can do several things here. Like you can create buckets of profits, like 0 to 0.1 ETH, and then 0.1 to 1, and then 1 to 5, 5 to 10, and then you can see like how much what is the distribution of profits that people are getting from flipping these NFTs. Yeah. All right. Any other questions on this? So a few caveats, right? One is that we we filter for mean price ETH more than zero. Um, if you want to like look into mints for mints where people minted it for free, you can always create another subquery, put this equals to zero, and then look at that specifically. Another caveat is that we filter for currency in ETH only. Technically, you can also do like currency in ETH, and then you put the rep ETH address here. I don't know what is it, but you can put it there as well, and that should technically that should be the same price. If you want to include USD amounts, you would have to create a new table called like first sales USD. But the downside to that is that you won't be able to see the ETH profits. You will only be able to see USD profits. And another caveat is that we're assuming that the address is the same. So my example here, when someone mints an NFT, and let's say they like mints and then they transfers to someone else, right? Like transfers to transfers to X address, and then X address sells the NFT. So I'm assuming that whoever minted is the same person as X address. If not, why would they give it for free, right? Um, uh, if not, then it's hard to calculate how much they uh, how much they profited. because I didn't specify here that min address must be equals to x address. If you want to specify this, you can do it. Where is it? You can do it in first sales. You can say where the seller address in like something like and seller address. I guess you have to join the table. So you have to join the mint table with the first sales on token ID, and then you say that you want the seller address to be the minter only. Yeah, so those are the other additional things you can add on. But other than that, I think this should be good as a raw table for all NFT mints and sales in ETH. Oops. All right, I'll paste this query in the chat. Oops. Currently, Milady. All right, I think that is it. If there's no questions, we can end the call. Thanks again for coming. Thanks for suggesting the NFT projects. Appreciate it. If you missed the call earlier, the first part, we always record our sessions on YouTube. So just go to Flipside Crypto YouTube, search for SQL, and you'll see the playlist of our previous sessions. Cool. And with that, I think we can end the call. Yeah, thanks very much for joining. See you all next week. Bye.